Hi, I'm Olivia from Wilkinson Cameras, and today I have the very exciting and fairly quirky Fujifilm Instax Mini Evo Cinema camera. This is a 3-in-1 hybrid camera which allows you to take photos, shoot short videos and print instant film photos as well. It features a distinctive era's dial with 10-decade inspired looks from the 1930s through to the 2020s, and is perfect for people who want their instant photos and videos to look intentionally styled, not just snapped. The question that needs answering is this camera a fun toy or does it have real potential? I'll dive more into the Mini Evo Cinema camera in just a second, but please don't forget to like this video, comment your thoughts below and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. And if you already like the look and sound of the Mini Evo Cinema, I'll pop some links in the description box below where you can shop with us here in the UK. So what this camera is and how it fits into real life, well, the easiest way to think about the Mini Evo Cinema is as a creative instance camera first, with some extra storytelling tools built around it. You can shoot photos like a normal Instax camera, record short video clips that get stitched together into a mini cinematic sequence, and you can also use it as a printer for photos straight from your phone or from the camera itself. This is a camera that encourages you to slow down slightly, think about the look that you want, and actually enjoy the process of creating the memory. Now let's talk about the very cool design and build. It's clearly inspired by older cinema cameras with that slim body and vertical grip style. The grip size is absolutely fine for me with smaller hands, but for someone who wants a bit more support, there's an extended grip accessory included in the box, which adds that extra support and stability. I'd personally recommend using it, especially if you're shooting video or printing one-handed. Keeping it in line with the modern retro look, there's plenty of tactile controls. My favorite, of course, is the era's dial, which lets you quickly switch between 10 different decade-inspired visual styles, from the grainy charm of the 1930s to the cleaner look of the 2020s. My second favorite is the degree control dial around the lens, which lets you fine-tune the strength of those effects across 10 levels, so you can go subtle or really lean into the look. There's also a digital zoom lever which feels intuitive to use and keeps everything very hands-on. On the front you get a selfie mirror for framing yourself, and a built-in flash can be set to auto or forced on or off depending on the scene. The 1.54-inch LCD screen is small but bright, and it gives you a clear preview before you commit to printing, which is great to avoid wasting film. I'll admit, using the LCD in bright daylight was a bit of a challenge, especially when we were filming on the beach. The glare made it tricky to see what I was composing, but thankfully I was able to attach the magnetic viewfinder that comes included with the Fujifilm Instax Mini Evo Cinema camera, which made a noticeable difference by blocking out reflections and giving me a much clearer view of the frame. It's worth noting though that the viewfinder simply magnifies the LCD screen. It doesn't offer any additional functionality beyond that. There's no electronic viewfinder experience or added shooting information. It's purely there to help you see the display more clearly in bright conditions. That said, you do need to be mindful of how it attaches. The viewfinder connects magnetically, so while it's quick and convenient to pop on and off, it can be knocked loose if you're not careful. Fujifilm has thought this through though. Both the camera and the viewfinder come with straps included. So if the attachment comes off or you simply don't want to use it, it can safely hang from the strap rather than hitting the ground. It's a small detail, but one that definitely adds some reassurance when shooting on location. And then there's this very satisfying print lever, which actually makes the printing process feel like a proper physical process rather than just hitting a button. There's also a thread mount on the bottom, allowing you to use a mini tripod so you can capture those group shots without missing out. All in all, the Evo Cinema balances that retro style with thoughtful hands-on features that make it fun to use. One small downside is that the shutter button on the front isn't quite as tactile as the other controls, but it still works fine in practice. Under the shutter button, you'll find a USB-C port for charging, and charging takes roughly 2 to 3 hours. There's also a micro SD card slot, which you'll want if you're shooting video regularly. There is internal storage as well, but that's limited to around 50 still images and 10 standard video clips. So realistically, a card makes life much easier. The camera itself is lightweight at around 270 grams, not including film or a memory card, and it's compact enough to easily fit into a bag or a handbag, making it very easy to take out and about. On the front is a 28mm f2 equivalent lens, which camera users will recognise as a classic wide-angle focal length. For everyone else, it's very similar to the main camera on most smartphones, which means it feels natural to shoot with, great for people, travel, everyday moments and group shots without having to step miles back. Shooting distance is 10 centimeters to infinity, which means that anything from 10 centimeters beyond will be in focus. Speaking of focus, there's single autofocus or face recognition autofocus, which can be turned on or off depending on your situation. Moving on to some of the more creative features, the Mini Evo Cinema really shines when it comes to hands-on creative control. Between the eras dial and degree control dial, you've got up to 100 different creative combinations, letting you shape colour, contrast and grain in a very hands-on way. There's also a frame switch, which adds themed overlays like retro recording marks or clean cinematic borders that match the era you've chosen. Switching between cine mode and stills mode is quick and simple, so you're never digging around through the menus. With the self-timer and a tripod, it's also easy to get yourself into shots and capture group photos very easily. Video is where the cinema version really sets itself apart from other Instax cameras. It's not trying to replace a proper video camera, but it does add a fun, creative layer to instant photography. You can record short video clips of up to 15 seconds, and the camera automatically stitches multiple clips together into a mini cinematic sequence. Videos are recorded in MP4 at 24 frames per second with 2 quality options. You've got standard at 600 by 800 pixels or high quality video at 1080 by 1440 pixels. Though this is limited to the 2020 era only, which does make sense when you think about it. Your 1930s or even 1980s video isn't meant to look super crisp or modern. One thing to note that it records in 4:5, not 9:16, which I was expecting initially. So do bear that in mind. It's probably better to be posting as a carousel on Instagram rather than a reel, which is a little bit confusing, but that's something to definitely bear in mind. Each clip can be up to 15 seconds long, and the camera automatically stitches multiple clips together, as mentioned before, into a single mini cinematic sequence. You can then extend and edit your clips in the companion app, adding an opening sequence, trimming clips, reordering them, or even finishing with animated end credits. And one of the standout features is the ability to print a QR code onto your Instax photo, which links directly to the video, so whoever gets the print can watch the clip online. The camera also has a built-in microphone and speaker, so you can capture and play back sound with your clips. Not crystal clear audio, but enough to make short video memories feel immersive. You can use the digital zoom to get closer to the action, though it's not a smooth zoom, so bear that in mind when zooming mid-action. And then, of course, the continuous light source helps keep shots well lit even in lower light situations. While the footage isn't going to replace a proper video camera, it's great for fun, quick clips, social media content, and little behind the scenes moments that pair perfectly with Instax prints. When it comes to still images, the results feel very much in line with what you'd expect from a hybrid Instax camera. Photos have that slightly soft, nostalgic look rather than that sharp digital detail. The ability to preview your shot before printing is a big advantage because you're less likely to waste film, which is always appreciated when you're paying for Instax packs. In good lighting, the images have a really nice charm to them, and the colour options let you choose between punchier, vibrant prints or softer, more natural tones. In lower light, you'll start to see more grain and softness, but that slightly imperfect aesthetic actually suits the Instax photography style quite well. I'd avoid using the full zoom in low light. You're already sacrificing a fair amount of image quality as you push in, and once the light drops, that loss becomes even more noticeable. It gets to the point where detail falls apart and you'll really struggle to clearly make out what you're actually shooting. If you're expecting crisp, modern digital images, you might be disappointed, but if you love the nostalgic feel of Instax prints, you'll probably enjoy the results. Now, the companion app, the Instax Mini Evo app on your app store, is actually one of the more practical parts of the whole system. You can print photos directly from your phone, control the camera remotely so you can be a part of the group shots, edit and rearrange your video clips, and even save your printed images digitally so you have both a physical and online version. It basically turns the camera into both a creative tool and a portable instant printer, which adds quite a bit of everyday usability. This is the same app as for the Mini Evo camera, so if you have one of these, it will be very similar. So who is this camera really for? Well, this camera is definitely not aimed at people looking for full manual control or technical performance. You might not even know anything about photography, and that's absolutely fine with this camera. So compared to something like the Instax Mini 12, this offers far more creative control and flexibility. Compared to the original Mini Evo camera, the cinema version leans much more heavily into video and storytelling rather than just stills. It is more complex and more expensive, so if you just want simple snapshots, a basic Instax camera will make more sense. This feels more like a creative hybrid device rather than a casual point and shoot camera. And at £329, this definitely sits at the higher end of the Instax range. If you're only going to take the occasional Instax photo at parties, it's probably overkill. But if you're someone who enjoys documenting life creatively and wants something that sits between a camera, a printer, and a storytelling tool, then you might feel like you're getting decent value out of it. Overall, the Instax Mini Evo Cinema is a slightly unusual camera, but in a genuinely fun and creative way. There's some things I'd like to improve. I wish there wasn't a limit on the record time, for example, and for me, I would like to shoot at higher resolution, but I'm a videographer, so of course I want this. The startup time is painfully slow, and I did miss a few fleeting moments because of that. There's a noticeable delay between powering the camera on and actually being ready to shoot. The same applies to switching between filters, especially the different decade look. There's a short pause as each one loads. It might only be a few seconds, but when you're trying to capture something spontaneous, that delay really matters. It's definitely something to bear in mind if your goal is documenting quick, candid moments. That said, I really enjoyed using the zoom lever. It feels tactile and adds to the whole cinematic concept. However, the results at full zoom aren't particularly strong, especially in low light situations. You lose a significant amount of detail and the image quality drops off quite noticeably. The idea itself is fun and playful, but in practice, it's best used more sparingly rather than pushed to the extremes. So it's not perfect, but isn't that the point of Instax cameras? It's not about perfection, it's about enjoying something a little bit different, that unique look, and being a bit more in the moment, having more fun. And these are things that Fujifilm incorporate across their whole range of cameras so well. This really isn't a camera for professionals. It's a fun and creative toy that I really did have a lot of fun using. But can you justify over £300 on a toy? Only you can answer that question. Would you buy one? Could you see yourself using it for social media or creative projects? Let me know in the comments. Let's have a good old chat. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you like the look of the Mini Evo cinema camera, then you can shop with us at Wilkinson Cameras using the links in the description box. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.